Welcome to what we call the warehouse, which is to house temporarily the materials that were left at the 3 temporary sites after the January 8 shootings.
You know, you could go hide in a hole, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. Live your life in a way that if something does happen, you can be reasonably happy, reasonably proud of the life that you led.
Many spiritual items, but certainly by no means all spiritual items. Some people, somebody left some baseballs. One little child left his rubber ducky.
Woke up one day, got a phone call, and learned my son was missing forever.
Shooting at Safeway. I'm at Oracle. There's a shooting at Safeway. I have a person shot here on the floor in the wall.
Your training kicks in. You just kind of go on autopilot, and all your training just kind of takes over.
We made our way in. We came into the backside of Casa Adobe's Plaza. I put my ID badge on.
Every round he fired hit somebody.
Everything happened in an instant. I initially didn't know if the gunman would circle back and finish people off.
I took 3 more steps quickly over to where my wife was. I grabbed her and fell to the ground, got on top of her, covered her as completely as I could because he was just firing continuously.
To see 19 people shot and down, I just felt like somebody hit me in the chest with a sledgehammer.
I was actually taking my son for his first golf lesson, and we had just finished up and we're in the golf shop, and simultaneously I got a phone call from Dr. Freeze, who was calling me to let me know they had a mass casualty and that I needed to be available for that.
I went for a run, and I was about 5-10 minutes into my run. I looked down at the phone and I saw that there were multiple shootings coming in.
And there's this very sinking feeling you get when you're driving in to try and save someone and you think it's too late. Now, I had a quick remedy. I just called up my resident team and said, "What's going on?" They said, "The patient's on the table, she's doing fine." So I was able to dispel that, but you can imagine that's a tough feeling, and that's a tough feeling for supporters and family when they got the same news as well.
Did nothing extraordinary in the operating room. We applied general principles that neurosurgeons apply for survivable gunshot injuries to the brain. We would know she's doing okay because she would purposefully be playing with her husband's wedding ring. That's how we knew she was still purposeful very early on.
Everybody gave their 100% in terms of their effort and their resources. The whole hospital bent over backwards to make sure that everything was met.
I think it's important for us to also focus, though, on the extraordinary courage that was shown during the course of these events. A 20-year-old college student who ran into the line of fire to rescue his boss. A wounded woman who helped secure the ammunition that might have caused even more damage. The citizens who wrestled down the gunman. Part of what I think that speaks to is the best of America.
The point of a memorial like this is that anytime something large and traumatic happens, the community needs to go through a process.
Hello, this is Gabby Giffords. I miss you. I missed Tucson. The mountains, blue skies, even the heat. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting better.
When you ask how it feels and if you remember it, yeah, in some ways it feels like it was just yesterday. So
I don't have the answers, but boy, there's so many bright people out there who you'd think could come together and say, hey, let's figure this out.
It reinforced what a small and tight community feel there can be in a crisis and how the town came together. And that's really encouraging.
It's a great privilege to do what we do in neurosurgery, to restore health and on occasion save lives.
I'm not surprised at all that the community rose up to greet this horrific event with so many expressions of sadness, depression, but love and hope and prayer. It's just amazing.
It's the duty of each individual to see what's happened and to process an event in the way they wish to process it. And for those who are here in Tucson, I think that we, in contrast to the rest of the country and maybe in the rest of the world, had the real gift of seeing what can happen in the immediate wake of a tragedy.
As a community, we were all affected that day. So it'd be a wonderful way to be able to celebrate that and recognize what happened that day and in a positive way.
I'm here at the newly completed January 8th Memorial, a place for remembrance and reflection, a place where Tucsonans and indeed people from all around the world can come to experience and reflect. When you visit the January 8th Memorial, you will be in the embrace of tragedy and healing. There are many sayings that you have to embrace the bad in order to recognize the good. And as you look at the names on this memorial, as you look at the stones and the symbols and all the gardens and things that were so pertinent to the people involved that day, you will feel that embrace. Tucson welcomes you to this special spot.